Justice, equality, human rights, accountability, transparency, ethical behavior, respect, rule of law. In the law, Mumateka, right now with Joan Mulunji.
Thank you so much for watching our first episode. We are back with the second episode and we hope that you're going to enjoy it. And I hope that you are subscribing. Make sure that you make that red button turn to be something else. For as long as it is not red, we are good. You are welcome, and just a brief recap on what happened or what the lawyer had to talk about in the first episode. We spoke about a lot of things: succession law, najimenyamu, chechi, nayogera ku bintu ebyenjawulo. I got a shocker when he had to say that, you know what, you can be in marriage when you think you actually think you're in marriage, but literally toli mu omaze emyaka something like 30 years in marriage. When you're not legally married, amateka tegakumanyi. So probably you're with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Did you know that? So it's a lot that we had to talk about, but just in case you feel you need to know more, go back to the first episode and watch more. Yes, Timothy, welcome once again.
Thank you, Joanne. I'm happy to be back.
It was such an interesting episode.
Indeed.
Why do you, before we kick off with the main points,
yes,
why do you guys put yourselves in the format of land people?
Well,
whenever I meet lawyers, that is that is how they address themselves.
Yes, you see, every profession has certain customs. Lawyers are considered to be the only land people because we are literally supposed to know each and everything.
Oh.
If you are going, for example, if you are going to defend a person who is charged with the offense of aggravated defilement, if you're going to prosecute a person who is charged with the offense of aggravated defilement, you need to know the female system. Because one of the ingredients they will ask you is that there must be penetration. The doctor will write a report. You need to study that report and actually go over and above.
You have to make sure you know
yes,
each and everything.
You have to go over and above even the person who actually examined the victim.
So you literally get married to the books.
Well, it's a life we chose, and to be sincere, if you don't want to read books, then
your spouses must be lucky.
I don't know. Are they happy? I'm sure they are.
They are.
Yes.
Because they know what they chose.
Thank you.
Anyway, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What are the essential requirements of a will?
Yes, thank you. The essential requirements of a will. One, that the person making a will should be above the age of 18.
Okay.
This means that any person below the age of 18 cannot make a will. Omuntu asobola okukola eddaame y'oyo yekka awezezza emyaka 18. Okay? Secondly, that person should be a person of sound mind. Ng'ategeera bulungi nti akaseera ako ke yawandiikiramu eddaame yali ategeera bulungi ng'ate amanyi kikyakola. Kino kiba kitegeeza nti tetukusuubira kuwandiika ddaame ng'oli ku hospital bed, okay? Nga tokyategeera.
Am I right, Jesus?
Yes.
Because I'm thinking we have people they are 100% not sober.
Yes.
Drunkards.
Yes.
Some of them, but you understand the kind of drunkardness I'm talking about? Someone is actually and you're wondering.
Yes. In that state, when they're intoxicated, they cannot write. They cannot write a will. But they can what? They can write. So you cannot say, oh, because so and so is a drunkard, we know him. That will, we do not believe that he wrote that. No. He could have written his will at the time when he was not drunk. So
We have
going
full-time-
back, so we have a person.
Before you get away from
Yes,
that, we
yes.
have full-time drunkards.
They can write in the state when they are sober.
Full-time.
Yes.
Timothy.
Yes.
Nga tomanyiddirwe kumuvaako.
Do you think when a person is drunk, they can't think?
Some
they
people
can't
actually
reason?
say that, abantu babanga batamidde, that is when they all actually say the truth.
Yes.
But then,
Yes.
to you, I believe in the bringing it down to the law issue. Musibwe mukitambi nga mwagala omuntu ng'ali in their sober mind gaba ogambye. But it's time to be as, of course someone is already drunk.
Yes, when we say that a person cannot write when they are drunk, we don't mean that if I take a bottle of beer or if I take a glass of wine, then I cannot sit on my table and write. No, we are talking of the extremes.
Yes, I'm also talking about
Yes, we are talking of the
Extremes.
extremes. So a person should be above the age of 18, should be of sound mind. Okay. Then the other element is that the will should be in writing.
Okay.
You cannot make
An
a
audio.
will oral.
Why? Because I
cannot.
believe it's one of the easiest. Kuba wetula n'engamba ati nze Joani wenti omwana wange tajja kola bwati tajja.
Yes.
It's easier, and I believe a voice cannot be duplicated more
No.
than a writing.
No, it should be in writing. You see now we are into the digital age. The audio one, if you can do the audio one, then they can reduce it in writing. You could
Okay.
say it using the audio, then they say it in writing. Even the oral one, you could just state the oral will, and then a person puts it in writing. What is important is that at the end of the day, however form you communicate, because a person may not have the hands. Okay?
And there are chances that someone might miss out a point that is actually very important.
Like which one now?
For example, wabakozenga that audio whatever, and you have to translate it in the written bit of
Yes, you have to translate and then read back to the author, because it is my way.
and read back so that I listen
yes,
and I tell you maybe you
confirm.
have to skip this.
Yes, precisely.
Wow,
Because
that's nice.
that leads me to the other point, that it has to be signed. Okay? It has to be signed. So if I'm not able to read and I communicate to you and you reduce it down for me in writing, okay? I cannot sign it, okay? If I do not confirm that whatever I directed you to write down is what you have written, okay? So omuntu alina okuba nga amaze awezezza emyaka 18, alina okubeera nga ategeera bulungi, okay? Eddaame lirina okuba nga liri mu buwandiike, n'ekirala lirina okuba nga liteekeddwako omukono.
Oliwo abatalina mikono akola atya to sign?
Asobola okukozesa ekinkumu.
Okay.
Ekinkumu ekyo tekitegeeza just gundi eno, ne bw'aba nga alina kye tuyita just ekigundi, era asobola okuteekako n'akola ki?
You have people that are totally lame that
Yes.
balina na mikono.
Yes.
Nga maybe giri halfway like that.
Yes, they can use the electronic signing.
Wow.
Yes.
Tuli-
But it has to be signed.
Wow.
Yeah, it has to be signed. Then the other element is that it has to be dated. Okay? Lino kubanga liraga nti ku lunaku bwe luti leero 28, ennaku z'omwezi 28, omwezi ogwa September omwaka 2021.
Okay. When is that time when one has to make changes to a will?
Okay, just one more before we go to the changes. The last one, which is also very, very important, is that it has to be witnessed.
By the lawyer?
No, any witnesses.
People
Okay.
around.
Not any people around.
People that you trust.
People that you trust, maybe that's the right word. People that you trust.
You have a limited number.
You must have a minimum of 2.
Wow.
Okay, you must have a minimum of 2 people. Naye abantu abo aba witnessing, they may not necessarily know the contents. Okay? Sijja kusomera buli kimu nti ono mwadde bwenti ono mwadde bwenti, no. But you have to see me signing.
Just to witness.
Yes. Yaliwo omujulizi, for the person who is coming to witness, you must see me signing.
For example, when nina abaana bange 10 nga bonna njagala babeerewo, is it okay?
Good question. Can a beneficiary in the will witness?
Exactly.
No. Agenda ofuna omugabo
tabeerako kuba witness.
Tabeera kuba witness. Once you become a witness, then you lose. You lose your grant under the will.
You're just not among the beneficiaries.
You can't be a beneficiary. Why? And be a witness. I think it's only just logical that tosobola kusala gwa mu kibira. Tosobola gamba nti yegwe mujulizi ate nga yegwe ogenda ofunamu. Ate anti
like sirabyemu sibisomyemu. I'm just,
once you were witness, it is presumed
that you even if read through.
Okay, no, you may not even read through because it's not a legal requirement. What is important nti omuntu ono bwe yali awandiika wamulaba ng'akola ki nga signinga. That's your purpose as a witness.
Okay.
Naye kati ate bw'obeera witness at the same time ng'oli beneficiary, tolaba nti
people might think already, but
kati omuntu wabanga ajja okuchallenginga nga toli beneficiary, can you go against? So witness, when you're drafting, when you're writing your will, a witness should not be a beneficiary, okay? And so the question should be, who can be a witness? It can be anyone, but it must be a trusted person. A person
people that are probably
of
close to you.
Integrity.
Wow.
Integrity, okay? Nga okufunako, okufaako, ebintu bye byolese, talina kyagenda kubiganyulwamu.
N'abannaddiini.
Integrity teriko nti ono munnaddiini nti ono si munnaddiini. It is just ekyo ky'okkiririzaamu obwesimbu. Okay, obwesimbu is integrity.
Okay, I
understand. Obwesimbu is integrity.
So back to the question that I had to ask you about of the changes.
Yes.
When is that time when there is need?
Yes. If I write a will, do I have to get stuck with it? Does it mean that I cannot change it? No. You can actually change it at any time. Okay. One of the things could be you've gotten more property. Okay. You want to update your will. The other thing could be you've gotten more children. You also want to include them? You want to include them to be part of it. Or
you're pissed with one of the people that you had to make the hair and then you have to change it.
Precisely, you had given X as your customary hair.
Yeah.
Now you realize that you're no longer in terms. You want to change.
Wow.
You have. We've talked about you've acquired more property. The person you had appointed as the executor has died before you.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
You have to appoint another executor. A person the person that had witnessed the will has passed on. That means that when you pass on, no one will come to testify in court.
It's a long process.
No, it's not a long process. And the viewers should know. Writing a will is like taking a cup of coffee. It's not a long process at all.
It's not, but the only issue I've got with it is the kind of upgrading it all the time. Oli ayinza okwebuuza neetaaga lawyer okubeera nga mpandiika eddamere because ndaba process nene kati olaba nina okwa-upgradinga and so that on. Can I do it on my own? Can I oba nyina kufuna omuntu nga ddala limbya amateeka okukinyamba?
Good question. Excellent. You do not need a lawyer because a will has no standard format.
Wow.
Okay? We actually don't even have a form that it should carry this format, should be in this format. No. what you have to concentrate on are the requirements that make a will valid, the ones that we've discussed. You have age of consent, which is 18, you have sound mind, you want to put it in writing, you've signed, you've dated, and there are witnesses. Now, if you're having challenges, for example, in Kampala, we have justice centers, legal aid providers.
Yeah, actually people don't know.
Yes, we have legal aid providers. Like, for example, where I sit at Mengo, we have Justice Center.
Justice Center
Uganda. Justice Center kibiina ekiwolereza abantu abateesobola oba ekigonjoola ebintu by'amateeka ku bantu abateesobola.
Kyogamba baba bafuna ba lawyers ku free costs nga tebawaddeyo wadde
tebalina kye basasula kasita gweogendayo wali nobagamba nti nze gundi ne gundi n'ebintu byange bwe biti, njagala kuwandiika ddaame lyange, bakuyita bulungi, ne bakola ki, ne bakukolako, ne bakuwandiikira eddaame eryo. Tulina Uganda Law Society. Uganda Law Society nayo.
Before you go away from the justice centers issue, abantu abo, how can we be sure that omuntu oyo agenda tuula ddala kwe services nga totaddeemu ssente zo akuweyo satisfaction nga lawyer gwe ngenda okukwata mugamba omanyi nkwadde millions zange 2 tuula mu musango gwange, you know he's fueled and all that. I understand they have an organization, but I'm not sure that they really need the maximum of what they would desire to have.
No, the Justice Center is there to help what you call Muntu wa wansi. Actually, for me, if a person says, "Oh, you cannot win a case if you don't have money," I don't like that at all.
Someone would really want to bakola n'omutima gumu.
Yes, we have these people. These are lawyers like us. Okay. It's only that this time for them they are doing something different.
Is this
they are
the
dealing
pro
with
bono stuff that
yes, they are
talk
dealing
about?
with pro bono people who are vulnerable.
I think I saw it somewhere in your
Yes,
TV.
people who are vulnerable. So we have justice centers. We have Uganda Law Society also has a department of legal aid projects. We have Law Development Center. We have human rights. We have quite a number. Okay, so if you are stranded and you need someone to help you, you think you do not have legal fees, although I don't know, if you say that you have property worth $1 billion and you can't afford legal fees, that also defeats the other thing. But they are there to help the vulnerable.
Okay, back to that topic.
Yes.
As we wrap up that very question.
Yes.
Making changes. With the will.
So I had mentioned that 1, in case someone acquires more property. 2, if the executor passes on before the person who made the will. 3, if a witness dies and you need to replace another witness. If the person who made the will acquires more property or gets more children. And lastly, you could talk about if a person marries another person other than the one they are staying with.
Legally?
Yes.
Mu mateeka bakirizibwa okuwasa abakazi.
Yes.
Muteeka emirundi emeka.
Customary marriage osobola okuwasa emirundi gyonna gy'oyagala.
But I'm talking about the ring issue.
Church marriage,
Church
1,
marriage.
because it is monogamous. You cannot get more than 1 wife.
Okay.
Yes.
Then going to another question, one would ask, what if I want to cancel a will? What does it take?
Yes, you are at liberty, really. It's not that you cannot cancel because you've written. You are at liberty. How do you do it? By writing another will. Okay? When you write another will, it means that the latest that you've written will cancel the earlier will. That's why in the narration, okay, when you're writing in your narration, you will say, I, Lumunye Timothy, aged 35, a resident of this, I take this to be as my last will. This will cancels all the previous what?
Or you indicate it
You
there.
indicate it there.
Fine.
Okay?
Yeah.
You indicate it there. Because for us, when it comes to court, we shall go by the most recent will.
What is
okay?
very recent?
What is very recent, yes. The other way could be if you enter into another marriage. Okay? If you enter into another marriage, then it means that a will that you made in the previous marriage is automatically what? Cancelled without even writing another will. Once you contract another marriage, the other will is automatically cancelled.
Wow, that is interesting. I have personally found cases with people. I tried asking abantu abo bolaba abetaga such help. Nakugamba, you know what, I have faced a challenge. Nawandika eddaame lyange nendiwa chairperson oba nendiwa omuntu bwati, but waliwo omuntu yafuna case efaananako bweti, omuntu n'afa naye ng'abantu beyakwasa eddaame tegiteeka mikono mituufu. Ezo chaos z'ogenda owulira ng'omuntu akugamba eddaame lyabuze. Where do you think is the safest place for one to keep their will?
You cannot really. It's a case-to-case basis. Okay. A person that you think is trustworthy, in my view, would be the person that you would want to keep your will.
Yeah.
It could be a friend, it could be a father, it could be a mother, but it doesn't only apply to human beings. It could be a bank, it could be a registrar of the court, it could be... really, what is important is that the person or authority that you're keeping your will with, in case of death, they will produce it in the same state without altering it.
You mentioned about
Okay.
the banks, courts, registrars, and all that. Don't they charge money to do that?
Well, of course.
Because to me, it would be like the right ways. Because if you talk about a friend, Timothy, you can be my friend today, and the other day, those things happen in life. And friends cannot be trusted. Or someone can change, and there are people that your friends, there is a pastor who calls them frenemies. That is something that is really important to me, to give it to a friend. I don't know what anyone would think of. But abantu abo mentioning okay, they're like the trusted people, banks, what, don't they charge?
Certainly, bank is a commercial business.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd expect them to charge you. I believe banks charge per annum. I don't know how much they charge, but it's safer. Personally, I think it's safer with the bank or the parents.
Anam cheche, someone would love to know. What
Buli
is-
mwaka.
Okay.
Buli mwaka otekayo kafi, buli mwaka otekayo kafi. So in the event of death, then the bank will be notified. to come.
Or what would be like the estimate?
I can't really tell. I think it varies bank to bank because banks have different rates for different services.
Naye tezihyping nnyo okutiisa muntu n'agamba waayi kiteeke mu nnyumba
You'll be
wansi
shocked.
w'ekitanda.
You'll be shocked that may not even exceed 100,000.
Wow.
Yes.
That is fair
Yes.
enough. But there, I'm sure there you're sure it's very safe because it's the bank.
It is
Did you
certainly.
notify some people?
No, because those are a witness may not be the person who is going to keep it. Those are also different things.
I'm saying, like you're
Yes.
taking it to the bank to
Yes.
be kept.
Yes.
Can I come and tell Timothy is aware, Dennis is aware, this and so is aware that my will is in the bank? Because of course when I pass on, who will let these guys know that when I damage it?
Okay, there is no provision in the law, okay, that would require you to inform anyone. But you can, even if you do it, it does no harm.
Yeah.
What is important is that it is safe.
Wow.
Okay, what is important is that it is safe, but it's not a requirement that you notify anyone.
Okay.
Yes.
What makes a will invalid?
what makes a will invalid would be the reverse of what we discussed. If it is made by a person who is below the age of 18,
Yeah.
and that person, or the person is above 18 but is of unsound mind, if the will is not written or is not in writing, if the will is not signed by the person who made the will, or if the will is not dated, and lastly, if the will is not witnessed.
Wow.
Yes, those are some of the requirements that would, grounds that would make a will invalid.
Wow, that is quite very interesting. You in the first segment, I remember you had to talk about who can make a will. You mentioned about the kids. No, the someone who is already above 18.
Yes.
And then you had to mention about man and woman and so on. You know, I really want us to recap on it and throw more light on it, because we are going to compare. I would love us to compare religions na tetuli mu kuzigamba tuzivuddeko. In Christianity, I know mostly about the born agains. I don't know about the Protestants and so on, but I think we are in the same core. When they say that two shall become one, that issue of saying, I have my own property and my husband has nadala kufa abachala. It is said that a man is the head, so ebintu byonna byonna okusingira ddala on a bigger percentage tukolera wamu. Even though I go and I work, whatever I bring on table is ours. My money is your money is our money. So if, for example, wali mulimu abantu abekikula bwekitu, ogenda okwesanga nga gwe tosobola kukola kintu ku bubwo nga gwe it's hard of you're literally the same, just like I said, the two shall become one.
Well, I think when the love is still sweet, you could submit like that.
Timothy, no.
But
no, it's the truth of the whole thing.
What would be the problem having individual property?
Because we became one.
Yes, we became one, and we have what we call matrimonial property. That's property that belongs to no one. It's for me and it's for you. Okay? But I think it is also important that, yes, we may be in marriage.
Like, you're trying to say we prepare for the bad days?
No, we not necessarily. Just to tell you that, yes, you can be married, but when you have matrimonial property, you have your share in the matrimonial property, and then you also have individual property. Nothing stops a married man or a married woman from having individual property.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Timothy.
You're welcome, Joan.
That has been our second episode for you. I hope that you have loved it. And just in case you have questions, you can please press them down, write your question down in the comment section on our YouTube channel, and tell a friend to subscribe. See you in the third episode. Bye-bye.